Hello and welcome to 2015 Reading Challenge number 41, and I am sorry about the mess. Cat owner problems, yo. Don't want to disturb her, she is so snuggly. So cute. Anyway, before I launch into my review today, I just want to point out that my book has a cover! My amazing cover! I'm going to put a link in the description box, and yeah. My book has a cover, it is a real thing, and it is amazing, and there's a little excerpt of the book as well, a little sneaky peek. You meet Shock and Mim, two of my characters, so go along, read that, have a look at my amazing cover. That is all. So excited. Anyway, today I am going to be talking about this book here. I bought it in sort of like a little random shopping spree. They occasionally hit me out of the blue. I intend only to go into charity shops to look for books, and then Waterstones just calls me, come and shop with me. So I did, and I got this because it looked interesting, and wow, it is amazing. The narrator is on death row, and it is set mainly on death row, and this guy who is narrating, his name is Arden, but you have to find out that his name is Arden from reading the book because it's all in first person perspective, and Arden has this incredibly sort of magical way of seeing everything. He thinks that there are creatures in the walls and golden horses underground. The whole story is basically told as if he can see everything that's going on because he sort of senses and infers everything that's happening from this amazing connection that he has to the cell. I mean, he's always been in an institution of one kind or another since he was about 9, and he's never spoken. He's a mute. He can speak, apparently, but he has never spoken, and he's also the worst prisoner on death row. The things that he has done are unspeakable. Arden is watching everything that goes on in the prison, and there is a lady that he calls the lady. He just calls her the lady. It's sort of a reflection of the way he views her, and she investigates men on death row to see whether they really should be sent to their execution. Sometimes the court intervenes, sometimes the general public intervene, sometimes the prisoner themselves will request an investigation. This man York that she is investigating has decided that he has had enough and he wants to go for his execution. So she's investigating his life essentially and his murders to see whether he really deserves his execution or not. And the chaplain there, he's called the fallen priest by Arden because he's basically lost his faith, and there's kind of a tentative romance going on between the lady and the fallen priest, which Arden so desperately wants to happen. And the crux of the book is, it is heartbreaking. I mean, it's just heartbreaking. Arden's story, the things that he's done are terrible, and York's as well. York's done terrible things, but his life story is absolutely, oh my goodness, it's awful. You're just like, why was no one there to protect Arden and protect York when they were young? Maybe they wouldn't have to be on death row if someone had just protected them when they needed it. This book does not pull its punches one little bit. It gives you every single last drop of horror from their lives. And in the general world of the prison, there's a guard called Conroy. He makes sure all the drugs and the sort of hierarchical crap that goes on in prison can continue. And the white-haired boy. It has a wonderful conclusion, but the white-haired boy's story, oh my goodness, that got me. That really got me. But anyway, you will get to love Arden. I mean, he has done terrible things. The thing that got him in jail in the first place, it's not ever explicitly told, but you can tell that it was horrific. And he ended up in the main body of the prison at first and was able to go to the library, which is how he taught himself to read, which is how he has this wonderful expressive vocabulary that he uses to narrate the story. And then of course he committed another crime within prison. Basically he was brutalised every day by the prisoners, and he would go to the library to escape, and he finally snapped against one of his tormentors, and that's what sent him to death row, what he did to that tormentor. But the warden of the jail made sure that Arden had books every week so that he could continue reading, and it's just those small kindnesses and those small things in amongst all the horror, and how Arden himself has changed within himself and his world, the way he thinks, the way he sees everything. and what happens for York and what happens between the lady and the fallen priest. It's just a wonderful book. I highly, highly recommend this book. You read The Enchanted, it is amazing. Rene Denfeld is an amazing author. End of. That's that. So next week, now I've managed to get my adoration for this book out of the way, I will be back into my normal schedule. Yeah, there is a schedule. And that's going to be Trail of Broken Wings. So if you want to hear what I thought about Trail of Broken Wings, please tune in next Friday. Thank you for watching today. Bye-bye. Oh, and check in the description box for my amazing book cover.